and today I wanted to make a video on my tongue piercings, including my tongue web. Based on my pain tolerance, I thought that my tongue web was about like a 2-3 out of 10, and my tongue piercings, a bit more, probably more like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember back, this is quite a few years ago, probably say about 4 or 5, and then when I got the second one done, if you can see it, that was more like a 5-6, and then when I got the third one done, which I had to take out, but I'll stick a photo even in of, was even more painful, because like each time you got it pierced, obviously the piercing goes in and it gets hard around the bar from where it's healed. So in your tongue, when you take your tongue piercing out, you can actually feel the bit where it's healed. So each time though it was a bit more solid, and they did them quite close together, and the third one I had went actually wonky. So the first one was straight, second one slightly like that, and the third one was literally like the other way. I'll try and find the thing. That little mark there was the scar of where it came out. So it was just in front of those two. About there, where you could probably see a mark as well. And for some reason, because it was so, so much healing had gone on, it just couldn't go straight down, and so it veered off to the side. And because I had quite a lot of metal in my mouth already, and it was wonky, and the bars were quite big for when they're swelling, I was dribbling, and I had a really big lisp. I still do, like a little bit, but that was the main reason, and it was a bit horrifying. Like, I loved having traffic lights, but speaking, singing, eating, talking was just a bit tricky. If maybe you have a bigger mouth, like, it might be easier, but I thought I did, and I thought it'd be fine, and apparently no, which I was gutted about, but that was 2 years ago now that I got the third one done, and then took it out. Yeah. In between getting those tongue piercings, I think it was after my first or second, I got my tongue web done. Try and show you. I actually kept the same bar in for those, a whole couple of years. I never actually changed it, and then one day I tried to put in a normal bar. I found it really quite hard to find the hole, and I tried to put in just one of the small straight ones, and I was just like, nah, I'm gonna whack this back in. Like, it's not worth the risk. My tongue web, like, only swelled a little bit, but it felt a bit weird because it was under the tongue, and I was used to my tongue actually swelling. So yeah, I made some notes on the swelling actually went down really quickly. Like, about a week later, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. My tongue, however, for about 3 weeks or so, like, every time was just like, oh, like, couldn't eat, had to stay away from certain foods, which, if you ask your piercer, you should know. Like, I've kind of forgotten, because for me, this is 4 years ago? 4 years ago that I got my first tongue piercing, and then after that, I never really paid attention, because I was like, oh, I know how to handle myself, do you know what I mean? And it was just like, you get a little bit like, I've had one, it's fine. After getting my tongue web done, I did probably the worst thing you can do. And, well, not the worst thing, a really bad thing. I actually went and drank, and the alcohol went straight into my blood, because I had just had the piercing, and I had to be put in my mum's car. I was throwing up, like, through town. I was just like, had to be carried, put down. I was like, no, I'm fine, I swear, I'm not drunk. She's just like, how are you drunk at this time in the day? And I'd only had like 1 or 2 beers at this rate, and it's just because it went straight in. Like, obviously it's in your mouth, it went straight into an open wound, and like, just tranquilised me. Normally I'm fine, actually. I'm not that bad of a drinker. I don't normally get wrecked, and midday I'm like, it was just that one time just because of the piercing, and that is, especially beer, you're not supposed to drink beer, it's probably, yeah, it's all the yeast and blah blah, and it's just, alcohol is not good for it. You may think, oh, it's disinfecting it, but actually, you've got to be really careful when you've got a fresh piercing. Some people don't actually have a tongue web or that much of a tongue web, so it's always good to ask your piercer, like, whether it's cool to get it done. I actually had a lot, so when I go like, that is how they pierced it. They, you stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth and then go straight through. Yeah, and to be honest, yeah, I said about the yeast infection, oh, be careful. I was just recalling over what I've said and what I haven't. Yeah, I think it's a really nice hidden piercing to have, and you should totally go for it, because, oh, what's holding you back? It's actually it's easier than your tongue to heal, and it takes yeah, about the same amount of time, but I find it's a lot nicer and it's less, for me, it was less like stressful, because it kind of did its own thing. So you probably know about the hot salty water treatment. There's also Chlorodil, something. It's a mouthwashy kind of disinfectant that you can get. I should probably look that up, and I will link it in the description when I know. And mouthwash is also good for when it's a little bit more healed, just to kind of keep your mouth clean throughout the day. And yeah, 2 to 3 times a day you should be doing it. Like 2 is it like minimum. Like you shouldn't do it once a day, because that's when you get problems. Like I had a bit of stuff go on with one of my piercings because I got a bit lazy, but then that's just me. Yeah, and for you people who are getting your tongue pierced in relationships, no third-party germs, okay? No kissing, no nothing, because that is, you know, once again, infections, once again, irritating a new piercing. It's very, very, like, it's a scary thing, because you'll realise when you get it done, it is, like, it's through a muscle, so it's quite an intense kind of, like, healing process. Probably one of the longest and toughest healing processes you will have to go through for a piercing, in my opinion. Like, the piercing itself isn't too bad when you get it done. It's the process after, which I was like, that's a bit of a bitch. Yeah. I hope that you found this video somewhat informative. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do little piercing kind of things throughout my time on this channel. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about anything. Showing them off. And yeah, hopefully, you know, you're gonna stay tuned in, subscribe, watch some other videos. Don't have to like, I don't mind. Like, it'd just be nice to get a little bit of a group forming, and I can, like, yeah, have a conversation with you, like, see, you know, what you're thinking, whether you think I missed anything out, whether you think I should do anything else. Like, just keep me updated on what you're feeling, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice little thing going. Awesome. See you in the next one. Bye!